That was awesome. All I gotta say is, horns down. Here's the review. Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Drew, better known as RockChalk01, and yesterday, whenever you're watching this, the Kansas Jayhawks went down to Austin, Texas to take on the Longhorns and pulled off the upset by a final score of 57-56 in overtime. Wow. KU won a football game against Texas in Austin. It is the first Big 12 road game that KU has won since 2008. I was 9 years old when they last won a Big 12 road game. It is the first time since 2016 that KU beat Texas. I was 17 when that happened. And now, wow. So with the win, KU moves to 2-8 on the season. And that bumps Texas down to 4-6. And Steve Sarkisian might have just lost his job at Texas in his first year. But wow. Anyway, before I get sidetracked about this, for those of you who do not know, I give positives and negatives about the game. I give a player of the game and a player who needs to improve. So without further ado, let's jump into this shit. So let's get started with some positives. And besides the win being the biggest positive out of this, KU's point total. KU put up 57 points, which is the most KU has put up this season. The most points KU has put up on Texas since 2019 when we put up 48, and the most points we put up since 2018 when we put up 55 on Rutgers. But yeah, KU did well putting points on the board, but also getting yards. KU had 420 total yards in this game, with 202 of them being passing yards, and KU had outran Texas in this game. KU had 218 rushing yards to Texas's 164. Another big thing was that we actually converted on third down a lot more than the previous games. KU went 11 of 17 on third down, so above 50%. That's what we needed to do. And we going into the game, we were at around 32% on third down, which is terrible, but much better doing it on third down. Didn't have any penalties, only 4, and we forced Texas to get 10 penalties. But the biggest thing on defensive wise is that KU forced 4 Texas turnovers, 2 fumbles, 2 interceptions, and 1 was a pick 6. And KU, 0. No turnovers whatsoever. So our offense kept their hands on the ball, didn't force any bad plays, honestly, except late. But yeah, and KU held the ball for a long time too. 35 minutes of game that KU held the ball for, and Texas only had it for 24 minutes. So, but there is some negatives, and most of it comes with Texas's yardage because Texas really outplayed us as of late. They had 574 total yards, and 410 of them were passing yards. And it all was by Casey Thompson, who had 6 touchdown passes, which was a big killer in Texas, coming all the way back, being down 35-14, tying it, taking the lead, their first lead, and then the rest as KU ends up winning it. But Texas got more first downs. They were better efficient on third down. They actually had more plays, and they actually punted the ball less times than we did. Texas punted twice. KU punted 5 times. But you know what? I'm those negatives are actually not outweighing the positives. So, man. Anyway, those are my positives and negatives. This was a tough decision, but I am going to give co-players of the game. And my first one is Jalen Daniels. Now, when Jalen was named the starting quarterback for this game, uh, I was all Debbie Downer and I said we were going to lose right off the bat. Well, I'm here to say it on the record that he changed my mind and he proved me wrong. And he played great. Uh, 21 of 30 for 202 yards, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. And he also had 11 carries for 45 yards and a touchdown. Uh, he played great, and after being told that he was going to redshirt and then the injuries happened, he played like he was going to be the starting quarterback for this team. And, you know, I give him all the benefits, and I hope he starts the next game against TCU. They take the red shirt off, and we go from there. Um, the other player that I want to say that is my player of the game is Devin Neal. And he had 24 carries for 143 yards and 3 touchdowns. He also had 2 catches for 26 and a receiving touchdown. So, yeah, he cracked over 700 yards for the season, and all he needs to do is get like 300 and he'll be in the 1,000-yard rushing club. But yeah, he played great too, and he found the seams beautifully, and he had one big long run. I think that was like maybe 30, 40 yards. But the 3 touchdowns, holy cow. And I don't know the actual stat number on how many touchdowns he's got this season from running the ball in. But he's been pounding that ball into the end zone. And, you know, he was the one who scored the game-winning touchdown for KU. So it was good. So those 2 are my players of the game. Player who needs to improve, and it's tough to do that with a win like this. But I'm going to give it to Trevor Wilson, who had 2 catches for 12 yards, and he ran the ball for 3, and he threw 1 pass, and it was incompleted. So it was tough to do that, and you know, after a couple 100-yard games early in the season, he's been on this kind of decline and hasn't really produced. So, but you know, I really can't say much after this, so a win's a win. So my players of the game are Jalen Daniels and Devin Neal, and my player who needs to improve, Trevor Wilson. And that is going to do it for my review of KU versus Texas. Again, the final score in overtime, Kansas 57, Texas 56. Leave a like, comment, share, and subscribe. We are just 32 away from my 100 subscriber goal. Also, push that notification bell and tell your friends about these videos. And I should see you for the next KU review, as KU basketball will return as they will take on Stony Brook. And the next KU football review will be when the Jayhawks go down to Fort Worth to take on TCU. So, until then, have a good day. Never ever bring exotic dancers to the field house, and I'll catch you on the flip side. Peace.